Game na ba? So, hi everyone. So, yeah.
Ang galing mo talaga.
Hi everyone. So, hi everyone. So, my case is osteomyelitis. So, ayan. So, for today's video, my patient is Mr. Smith, a 58-year-old male living in Silang, Cavite. He was admitted on April 20, 2025 with a chief complaint of persistent pain and swelling in the right lower leg. So, ayan. So, Mr. Smith reports a 2-week history of increasing pain, redness, swelling in his right lower leg. Dito, sa bandang to. So, he recalls a minor scrapes on his shin dito. Yung shin po dito sa may baba na tumod. About 3 weeks ago, which he treated at home. So, over time, the area became more painful and swollen, and he began experiencing fevers and chills. So, ayun. He sought medical attention when over-the-counter pain medication failed to alleviate his pain. The past medical history include type 2 diabetes, then hypertension, smoking history, but he quitted 5 years ago na. And then family history, his father already passed away due to the complications of diabetes, while his mother is alive but she has hypertension. His 2 siblings has diabetes also. So, what is osteomyelitis? So, it is an infection and inflammation of the bone or bone marrow caused by bacteria such as Staphylococcus aureus, and infection can reach to the bone through the bloodstream from nearby infected tissue or directly through an open fracture or surgery. So, dun sa patient natin, it is from the cut dun sa chin niya. Dun nag-start ng infection. So, the signs and symptoms include pain, swelling, and redness, warm over the site, purulent drainage, limited movement, fatigue and malaise, increased WBC, and yeah. So, later we will tackle why it has increased. Pathophysiology of the osteomyelitis. So, it starts po when we have cuts or previous surgery. Basta may open na naging dahilan ng pag-enter ng microorganism, and then that microorganism will then travel to our bloodstream and reach the bone, and yun. So, dahil doon, syempre, it's a natural way of our body to compensate to that foreign microorganism that enters to our so kaya tumataas yung mga white blood cells natin to compensate to that to that, para din parang ma-alert ng body natin na merong unfamiliar na na microorganism na pumasok. So yun, mag-release yan ng maraming bacteria din na mag-fight back doon sa So, that's why nagkakaroon ng yung immune cell produced inflammatory na nagiging dahilan ng pagkakaroon ng fever, high serum, CRP, and ESR. So, yan. So, kung makikita niyo dito, pag babasahin niyo to, ito na siya. Yan yung mga dahilan kung bakit nagkakaroon ng symptoms. Then, ayan. Yung most common na naging dahilan talaga niya is yung Staphylococcus aureus. Pero meron ding iba, like ibang organism like ito. Pero more common sa Streptococcus species talaga siya. So yan. Yan yung sinabi ko ito. Yung disease progression, infection enters the bone, inflammatory response initiated, so nagkakaroon ng increased vascular permeability, edema, and leukocyte infiltration, hanggang sa nagkakaroon ng bone necrosis and chronic infection if untreated. So, the complication includes chronic osteomyelitis, septic arthritis, pathological fracture due to weakened of bone structure, and amputation talaga kapag lumalala na siya, para hindi na rin siya kumalat sa ibang part ng bone. And then, yan, systemic sepsis. Nursing responsibility, syempre hindi doon mawawala yung monitoring ng vital signs, lalo na yung temperature, and then assess the affected limb for signs of infection. Then lagi din natin i-evaluate yung pain level using our scale, yung detector. Then monitor the blood glucose level since our patient has diabetes, which is ano talaga siya, yung parang mas lumalala yung complication lalo na pag may diabetes ng patient. And then yun lang, intervention most is antibiotic therapy, wound care, then pain management, patient education on how to handle that. And the next is yan, sa medication, antibiotics, analgesics, and tas yung glycemic control agent. So pag wala namang diabetes ng patient, it's not necessarily to control that. So the laboratory tests includes this following: the CPC, ESR, CRP, yan. Tapos meron ding wound culture, diba, since bacteria. Kasi we have to really treat we have to use the antibiotic based on what bacteria, kasi may mga bacteria na, may mga antibiotic na specific siya sa bacteria yan. And for the imaging test, we have the X-ray, MRI, CT scan, bone biopsy. Yan, ito tayo sa NCP. So the number one problem na nilagay ko is acute pain. So yan, sabi ng patient, kunyari may patient, sabi niya, my leg hurts badly, so I can't move. Yan. Tapos yung nursing diagnosis natin is acute pain related to inflammatory response secondary to bone infection as evidenced by verbal report of pain, guarding behavior, and pain score of 8/10. Nursing intervention independent, we have 5. So, laging i-assess yung pain. Siyempre, wala lang, i-assess every 2 hours. And then, each in deep breathing exercises to alleviate the pain. Alam naman natin ito, diba? Yung isa doon ay yung magbibilang ka ng 1 to 4, inhale. Tapos, hold for another 4, and then exhale for another 6 seconds. And provide comfort. The next is the rationale. Kaya nila lang yung rationale. Evaluation, goal method. Problem number 2 natin ay impaired tissue integrity. So, subjective, sabi niya there's pus leaking sa my wound. English speaking po yung patient natin for today. Objective is redness, warm, purulent discharge at wound site. So, impaired tissue integrity related to infectious process as evidenced by open wound, purulent drainage, and localized redness. So, our primarily goal is after 2 days of nursing intervention, the patient's wound will show decreased redness, reduced drainage, and signs of beginning healing. Ayan. So, yung natin, independent, inspect natin yung wound. The next is reinforce hygiene practices, include hand washing and wound care. Then sunod naman is so yun, dapat i-educate natin sila about the signs of wound infection. Kapag may redness na, merong warm, and nag-swell na yung wound nila. So, reposition yung patient frequently. So, at least every 2 hours. So, maiwasan din yung bed sore. Then sa dependent naman, we have the perform sterile wound dressing, changes as ordered, administer prescribed antibiotic, and apply topical antimicrobial agent as prescribed, and obtain wound culture before antibiotic initiation. Yung problem number 3 natin is hyperthermia. So, di ba nabanggit ko kanina na yung chief complaint niya ay yung pain. Tapos, meron ding signs na lang may fever. So, ang subjective doon ay I feel very hot and sweaty. Row A. Objective A, yung temperature niya is 38.8, which is really high. Flush skin, tachycardia. Yan. Yung nursing diagnosis natin is hyperthermia related to infectious process of elevated body temperature and flush appearance. So, ayan. Yung pinaka-objective natin is thermoregulation. Ma-regulate yung temperature niya na ibababa. So, isa doon is dapat lagi natin minomonitor. Kasi sa independent yan, dapat lagi natin minomonitor yung temperature, storage oral fluid, if not contraindicated. Adjust environment such as the room temperature, remove excessive beddings, yan. Then teach the patient and family of warning signs of severe infection. So, ang dependent naman is administering of antipyretics, acetaminophen, yan, such as acetaminophen. So, sa atin, ang equivalent ng acetaminophen is the paracetamol. Then, next is provide the tepid sponge bath if ordered. Administer IV fluid if prescribed. Initiate cooling blanket therapy if indicated. And problem number 4 naman is risk for sepsis. So, dahil risk siya, wala siyang subjective data. Ang objective natin is white blood. Yung WBC natin ay elevated, tapos meron din fever, at yung infection is persistent, yung mayroong mga pus formation, persistent daw siya. Yung kahit anong gawin mo is hindi siya natatanggal. Wala, hindi nga rin. So, yan. Yung diagnosis na risk for sepsis related to systemic spread of localized bone infection. So, ayan. Yung pinaka-goals and objective natin, kailangan natin gawin is to control the infection. So, yung goal natin, after 8 hours of nursing intervention, the patient will remain free from signs of systemic infection. Free from signs. So, yan. So, paano ba natin yun magagawa? So, first, ang kailangan natin gawin is to always monitor the vital signs. Kasi, diba, natatandaan nyo ba yan? Kung ano yung vital signs kapag nasa septic shock na siya. Ano yan? Low BP, increase RR. Yung ano nangyayari sa ano natin, sa PR, pulse rate. Tumataas. So, ayun. Assess for changes in mental status or level of consciousness. Para, kasi dito natin malalaman yung ayun, naapektuhan na ba yung brain. Maintain strict aseptic technique with all invasive procedure, monitor urine output early if necessary. So, di ba kapag meron na siyang shock, anong nangyayari sa urine output? Tumataas or bumababa? Bumababa, nagiging siya, di ba? Super low. So, ayun, yung dependence, ganun lang din. Yung mga medication, yung mga pagkuha ng mga sample ng for culturing, ganun. Next natin, yung last naman natin ay saan yung last? Wala, sir. Hindi na. Ayan na lang yun. So, yun, yung medical management natin, yung goal ng medical management, eliminate infection, relieve pain, prevent or minimize the complication. So, yung mga medication natin includes antibiotic therapy. Yan. Yung duration niya, usually 4 to 6 weeks of IV antibiotics. Pero depende pa rin yan sa prescribed medication. And then, responsibilities dun sa medical management. Ito, monitor antibiotic therapy, administer antibiotic, obtain wound culture first. Sabi ko kanina, culture nyo muna, ganun. Assess for adverse reaction, pain management, hydration and nutrition, patient education. So, sa surgical management naman is we have the debridement, sequencectomy, bone grafting, amputation, so muscle flap or skin graft. So, ito yung use after So, yung nursing management, pag pre-operative care, syempre, kailangan natin i-educate kung ano yung, kung anong operation yung gagawin sa kanila. Ensure the informed consent is signed. Lagi natin itong ensure, diba? And monitor pre-op labs. Like, if ready ba yung body ng patient for that procedure. So, sa post-op care naman, we have the monitoring for signs of infection. So, ayun, yung napansin natin sa infection is parang common siya kapag hindi maayos yung talaga yung pag-aalaga ng wound. Like, sa patient ko kahapon, parang most sa kanila is infection yung dahilan ba't nandito. Like, bumabalik sila dahil nagka-infect yung nila, yung wound nila or yung procedure nila before. Then, care for surgical drains if present, and yung pain management ng pag-post-op. Then, maintain aseptic technique during dressing changes. Ayan, tapos meron pa, monitor neurovascular status of affected limb. So, ayan, and then assist in mobilization early as tolerated. So, we can assist them, we can help them to ambulate kung kaya na nila. So, next is emotional support. So, common yung emotional support, lalo na kapag mayroong amputation sa patient. Yan, ito po yung reference.